Okay, where are we? What we doing? Well, we're having a look at a different variant of Dayz. The difference should primarily be the map. We're on Zargabad. Now Zargabad is dead sheep. Zargabad is one of the Takistan maps. Looks like someone was in and killed themselves. We seem to have a good amount of kit to start with on this particular server. She's going to be loud, she's going to be silent. And there's someone to steal some stuff from already. This is obviously someone who jumped in, decided they weren't going to stay. Ooh, or were they? Yes, they weren't going to stay. So what we'll do is steal his ammo. Because hey, why not? Doesn't look like he was kisses with anything else. Because we're up at the airfield. Now, which airfield are we at? Oh, it's one of those maps that tells you where you are. Let's get rid of all this rubbish. By the way, to get rid of it, hover your cursor over and hit the X button. So, the Zargabad map is considerably smaller than Chenerus, but it's a lot more complex because you've got this really big city. And up here, we've got barracks like you wouldn't believe. We've also got Zeds like you wouldn't believe as well. So, yeah. Cheers for your stuff, mate. Let's go have a look at that barracks. Ooh, helicopter crash over there. Have I spooked Chuffing egg? Bastard. Didn't want to start running up with all these military Zeds around. Yeah, I can do without shotgun shells. I ain't ever going to pick up a shotgun. So let's see if I can get in here without attracting too much attention. It do appear to be very visible even though I'm crouched. I'm making assumptions that of course barracks are something I want to go and have a look at. Definitely want to go and have a look at that later, this crash helicopter. But of course I have no idea how long ago this server was restarted. I've got a fair bit of ammunition for this pistol. I've picked up 2, 3. So I've got 3 so far. Here we go. Don't you dare tap me through the bloody wall, you git. Right, let's see what we've got in here. Yeah, I think we'll have you. I've definitely got one more Z interested in me. He'll figure out how to get in. At some point, here he comes. Let's get rid of him. What are you? So it's the normal looting. Picking stuff up. Nah. Unless I find something to shoot in. Is there another one out there? MP5? Got some food and drink, fortunately. Oh dear, looks like we've got another one coming in. Now they want you to have shotguns, at least shotguns seem to be spawning in large numbers here. Ooh. Be fun to have the weapon that goes with. So, where to next? control tower. Is nice to be started off with a silence weapon, although I do think it ruins a lot of the gameplay when they give you too much gear. Oh, you little bugger. Will you stand up? Headshots are so tricky when they're in that sort of crouched format. That's the same weapon as I've got, isn't it? With no ammo. What are you? Dislike these new models. They're... Yeah, I've become used to the old system. Ooh, hello. Ooh, ammo. I've got a feeling I'm going to be getting through quite a lot of this silenced ammo. What are you? Yeah, you're AK, aren't you? AKM. Might take the smoky, see if I can disperse some of these other guys. You know what, I think I'm going to leave that alone. What have I got coming up here? Nothing. Aiming in this game can be quite tricky, so sometimes the best way to deal with it is to let them walk, is to aim just in front of them and let them walk into it. Does seem to be a reasonable way of doing things. Got any others coming this way? Doesn't look like it. Again, another M16 or M4, whatever. The head is harder to hit when they're in that crouched position. I think it's you end up getting the neck a lot. Ah. We have some collectibles. We have the military flashlight. Oh, we've got a military flashlight. Yeah. Looking at this, I reckon maybe possibly a player dropped some of this. Let's open my backpack up. Gee, that's no bigger than normal, is it? But yeah, I must admit, I do get a little confused with some of these new models you see on the floor. Smoky, more ammo, an EpiPen, not much use if you're playing on your own. So, let's grab another smoky just to be on the safe side. So we can... hang on, I thought I wanted to grab that, you little bugger. Sometimes you've got to be so deliberate with your actions. Trying to remember where the next lot of barracks are. Are there more barracks down here? It's been such a long time since I've played on this map. And of course, when playing on the map, oh good grief, look at this lot. When playing on this map, I wasn't playing it from the point of view of a Dayzier, so what's important to you when you're playing as an armour player is not the same. So yeah, you good grief, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of this out. Crash truck. I seem to have an awful... yeah, that's a truck. We're going to have that later. We're going to have a look at it at least. So I sort of want to get rid of some of these Zeds that got on my tail. Is there a third person on this? Yes, there is. I'm trying to find myself Oh god, there isn't a break in this fence, is there? Not doing so well. But look how many Zeds there are here. I mean, you wouldn't want to have a Z phobia, would you? Looks like I'm going to pick up all the ones that I dropped off on the route. Because I want to have a look at that truck. Not playing very clever at the moment, but well, who knows? Are there things in here? Gosh, there's lots of loot in here. I might have to come back for this. Although a lot of the loot isn't the loot you want. Appears to be some rubbish in here. So let's get into the truck. It doesn't look good. It looks like it's got a duff wheel, doesn't it? Driver's seat. Yeah, she ain't in good condition, is she? Back seat. No, it's not going to let me. Driver's seat is even going to let me know. Am I being wounded? No. Back seat. Gear. Bugger all. Now, it's blocking the entrance to that doorway, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get in. To be honest, I don't see that much loot in there anyway. There's another M4. No, let's get out of here. Let's go and have a look at that crash site. Or should we have a look at that first? Let's have a little run through town, see if we can't get rid of some of these guys. It's really pissing me off. Go away! Nasty Zeds. But it's quite a large city, Zargabad. Really is. Bigger than... I reckon it's probably at least the size of Chernarus and Electro put together. And the other big thing is all of the buildings are enterable. Every single one of these buildings you can go inside. Obviously this is a direct lift from the maps we're used to. I was just going to run through here. You know what it's like, you see loot. You want loot. So we're going to go off and have a look at this crash site. But yeah, every single one of these buildings is enterable. Now I don't know if that means every single one has loot in it. I say every single building is enterable. I've just spotted one you can't enter. See, that office, it's the hospital. That's the same model as you find in Chernarus. So you can only go into the bits you can go into from Chernarus, just in the same way that fire station is the same model as the fire station so yeah, it's the same model used in different maps, so it's going to be the same, but all of the little Adobe built houses in Zargabad are enterable. You can go in every single one of those, all the new ones for this map. Running through this vehicle graveyard, a little different from running between rocks, but hopefully it has the same effect on the Zeds. We can get rid of them before we get to that helicopter. Come on. Do a stand-up grr. That's right. Hey! I'm pissing blood. Oh shit, there must have been one behind me as well. This isn't going well. Yes, I was too close to the Zeds on the helicopter. Oh! Zigzag a few of these buildings because I do need to. I've got loads, haven't I? This is not going to end well. Sod it. Come on. Bandage quickly. we may have to go loud. Let's try Smokey. I did pick him up for a reason. Let me run! Yeah, that wasn't the best, was it? Oh, I've still got 1 or 2 after. Oh, I could do without getting hung up on bushes. Little gits. What have I got over there? Quite a few. It's like using the old model. Just the one? I do hear that the zombies in standalone are not going to zigzag. That would be good. The reason why the zombies in this zigzag, and it's because they're using the military AI, and that includes trying to outflank you, and that's where the zigzagging comes in. It's a sort of like an outflanking maneuver which they're doing. Oh, come on. Thank you. Can't believe he didn't respond. Got plenty of this ammo if I'm going to find a nice new weapon. I might as well slot them. He's still alive. He isn't now. So, what have we got up here? I'm spending all them bullets. Doesn't look like there's much, does it? No. Nothing here. Again, depends how long this server's been since the last restart. This may all be a little disappointing. It blooming is, isn't it? Let's whack a heat pack on, doesn't matter, does it? No, there is nothing here. Oh, shush. Bloody hit the button. I hate this new mouse. I got this, my mouse is, I normally use a Razer. I have a really nice Razer mouse, and it's developed a fault. It's the second one I've had, and it's developed a fault. The fault is that it sort of double clicks. So it's off back with the people I buy my computer hardware from. It's a company called Novatech. And they've sent it off to Razer to see whether or not it's you know, if it genuinely is faulty or not. And I bought an inexpensive mouse. It's a Rat 3, and it's hideous. It really is. I bought it because it was a gaming mouse, but a little cheaper than the, I think it was about 30 quid, and it's really rough. Number one that I really dislike it about, it doesn't work in Ubuntu. I've never had a mouse that doesn't work in Linux. So I have to unplug it when I swap it. And if you guys have saw my last video, you know I use Ubuntu. I have to unplug it and use a little wireless thing. Rubbish on that. It's got this little place for putting your thumb. Sounds like a great idea, but I sort of miss my thumb dragging on the mouse mat to sort of tell me where my hand is. If that makes sense. You know, you get a feel for the movement of the mouse that you're making by the way your thumb gently drags on the mouse mat, and of course they don't with this one because it's got a little thing for it to stand on. Yeah, I know it sounds daft, but the amount of playing DayZ, you use the scroll wheel quite a lot, and the amount of times that I've missed picking something up with the inventory because the stupid scroll wheel, or yeah, it's not entirely a fan of the this particular rat mouse. My water isn't. This is the old model with water and food. It's not going down very quickly. This is where you notice with the new version of DayZ that your water and your food go down so much more quickly than they used to. You don't really notice at first, and until you go back to a variant like this that's using the old version, and you suddenly realise, oh, I've already got a compass. You suddenly realise that yeah, I've been running around for a while now, and my water and my food has barely changed to a pinkish colour. So, going back to Zargabad, these buildings, nearly all of them are enterable. It would appear they've been quite generous with the loot. You know, I sort of wish they hadn't started you off with so much gear. I mean, why the heck you need a map and everything for Zargabad when it's so small? Not sure. Ooh, 107 and a DMR. Well, that smoky was quite useful last time, so I think I'll take another one. Almost certain to get a shoulder shot with this. Yep, get them in the shoulder. God, I'm going to lose half my ammunition just trying to shoot this guy from a distance. Pick someone up, a suited guy, from quite a long way off. Come on, Mr. Suit Guy. You gonna come in here? Nah. Don't know what their navigation's like in these larger buildings. See, you let him walk onto your bullet. Got another one sniffing around somewhere. Well, I've got so much liquid, I might as well. Am I getting tapped through a wall? Little gits. You see that the buildings are so much more complicated. So much more complicated. Aha, bigger backpack, you'll do nicely. Thank you very much. Open Alice pack, and of course it goes back to being a 20 slot pack as well, which is good. That'll do nicely, thank you very much. So you got that area, and you got all this area out here. Granted, there's nothing here I want, but you know, and there's the roof as well. So, I don't know if there's going to be anything up here. Oh, let me get on. Animation, eh? Building complexity on Zargabad and Takistan for that matter, is way more impressive than it is in Chernobyl. Oh, hello. Little bugger. So yeah, building complexity in Zargabad and Takistan way more complicated than it was with Chernobyl and UTs and the older ones. So you can have quite a lot of fun looting because you don't have to go that far. Still haven't found any food yet, which is a little concerning. Now, do I have to boil this water? Don't know. Because some of the things seem to be of the new patch, some of them are the old patch. It's yeah. Definitely lots of Makarov ammo around, which shouldn't be a great surprise to anyone. But you see, you know, you can go into that building there. There's a whole series of buildings there you can go into. Those little 3-story structures, those sort of more modern 3-story structures, you can go into those. There's a big mosque in the middle. In fact, I think that's where we'll go. We'll just do a run on the mosque because the mosque is pretty. Actually, I wish my health was better because then I'm working on the principle I can get rid of this. Look at all these bloody zombies, eh? I'll be here for hours. So yeah, the mosque would look prettier if I hadn't lost some of my blood and lost some of the colour saturation, because the mosque is really pretty on this map. Look at that lot, aren't they lovely? Yay! We'll do a run through on a few buildings, get rid of that lot. Their navigation skills are still rubbish. So there's some really cool buildings. Really cool buildings in this game. The ones I'm running through now all have ooh, someone put some barbed wire down. It's not very nice of them. We are now Z-free. Have a little look in one of these buildings. That is one building. And that is another. And there's no link between the two, but you may be able to get from the one rooftop to the next. Still no bloody food, mind. This is identical to that one he had blocked off. I can still hear Zeds out there, very angry. This is a garage. You see, we've got mechanical stuff in here. See? A ram. So a lot of this stuff, a lot of these buildings are really nice. Oh, there's an office block. Now, of course, we're used to this. This is the school or office block, depending on what you call it. And this could be in any of the maps. So things do get replicated over. I don't think they even bother changing the colour of things. So you can see all them Zeds down there, little buggers. Some bits get copied, some bits don't. Gotta find loot. It's almost compulsive now. Enfield. Tent. Medium-sized backpack. You could have a lot of fun on this on a busy server. Gordon Bennett, the fights in Zargabad. So you got these rooftops as well. I'll tell you what, I'm going to pick up that painkiller. Have another drink. I still haven't found any bloody food yet. So you could go up there. And very often what you can do is, although you can't in this instance, they put these planks so you can go from rooftop to rooftop. A lot of them so you can actually transfer from one building to the next. There's quite a bit of that going on in this game. So anyway, we were going to have a look at the mosque, the blue mosque. As I say, it's a shame my blood levels aren't better, because the colour saturation would be better. One thing you don't think you have on this map, I don't think there's a supermarket anywhere. And as such, that's sort of one class of spawn completely missing. Oh, these buildings you can go onto the roof of in some cases. They've got a plank at a preposterous angle. Yeah. Aha! Food! Food, food, food! Thank you. So I was saying, you've got this plank at this preposterous angle, you don't realise what's that there. Well, that's actually so you can walk up it. You can then get onto the roof. It looks like there's more food as well. It'll be quick because there's a Z. Oh, open bag. Bye. So yeah, you've got these planks and they look like, what's that doing there? And you can actually go up them. So maybe they've decided those shops should be the equivalent of a supermarket and give you food in them. Yeah, sort of looks like it, doesn't it? You would think that they would do something to make you more thirsty, because this is clearly a desert-like environment. This is quite a nice building as well. Ooh, Nockies. Hello, Nockies. Do I need noculars? Yes, I do. Thank you. So yes, this is quite a nice building. They've one of the variants, or one of the variations, they need to work on their models of spheres. You would think, you know, some things in DayZ or in Armour look fantastic. I think no one does Northern European grass and foliage and such better. I would say when you're out in Chernobyl, out in the woods, it's one of the best looking games at doing that particular nature scene as I think you're ever going to find. But some things, God, awful. This, by the way, is beautiful. Let's see up in the ramparts. It's going to be a loose up here. No, no loose up here. But this is beautifully made. Absolutely beautifully done. You know? Whoever designed this really did do a lovely job. As I say, it's a shame my blood level's a little low because the colours are being muted. But the Zargabad, or in fact any of the blue mosques, because there are a few of them dotted around, looks absolutely stunning. They are beautifully done. Can't remember. No, it's not an openable door. Yeah, really done beautifully. Lovely job was done with that. We even got an entrance up here, the sort of gateway. But the only other interesting place, I suppose, on the Zargabad map, which is worthy of showing you, because you know you've seen quite a few of the different building types. Seen a beautiful mosque. There's another mosque over this way, which is more of a rural mosque. And I'll quickly show you this. You can go up that slightly ruined minaret. Shoes, lots of shoes. There's like the teaching classes and things. So this is a sort of a rural mosque. So where else to show you? Well, you can see there is a little bit of light industrial. There's another barrack in there which I think I'll go and have a look at. And if I remember rightly, up there is where I want to go next, because that's the other unusual feature of this particular map. It's the villa. We'll go and have a look at the villa after I've had a look at these. Wait, let me in. If you ever want to see from a distance which barracks can be gone into and which can't, count the chimneys. 2 chimneys, you can go in it. 1 chimney, you can't. I've got 3 rounds left in that. I need some more ammunition for that puppy. I may have to go now. There's no Zeds here. I think I've outrun them. Wait, let me in. I often do that. Turn a little too quickly. I like you, Mr. EpiPen. Hang on, open bag. And I want to... should really keep... sorry, not EpiPen, morphine pen. I should really keep you in the front pouch, shouldn't I? I've got one of those. Let's check to see if there's no ammo with it that's clipping somewhere else. What's happening? See this mouse? Didn't do the right thing. Don't want my big egg. Yes, dislike this mouse quite intensely. I hope that I'll get my razor back soon. Okay, let's get this some inventory control sorted out, because I'm not making much use of my backpack. Come on, move when I tell you to move, you bugger. I'll leave, I'll have... Yeah, that'll do. So, yeah, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Oh, hello. Oh, it's an AKM, different rounds. Shame, I quite like the AKM, because you can... Ooh. It's... Now I find lots of NATO ammo. And no NATO weapon to go with it. Grr. Looks like we're stuck with NATO for Soviet era, but there's nothing wrong with that. Still no Zeds here. Must have left them all intact. Because there are so many Zeds, they're all wandering around there, and there's a limit, I think, to how many your computer can support. They definitely want you to have a shotgun, don't they? Lots of shotguns on this server today. Aha, more pistol ammunition. Yeah, I was saying about the Zeds. The Zeds are spawned in by your computer. Yeah? And there's a limit to how many each person... Well, there was a good 50, 60 Zeds back in that town, and they're all just wandering around still, like dopey... dopey zombies, and they therefore can't be here, I think. That's the only way I can think of it. I'm picking up lots of ammunition for this weapon. No, don't want any of that. Nope. Nope. So yes, the only reason I think there aren't zombies here is because they're all back there, or aren't many zombies, because there's one. Or maybe the ones the background have finally gone, so the MyZs in Zargabad have disappeared, therefore allowing me to now spawn zombies here. Don't know, guesswork I guess. So we're going to have a little look up at the villa. God, my brain goes into a brain fart there. But when it comes to the Zargabad map, there is basically a big city in the middle, and then let's have a look at the map. You have this big city in the middle. We started here at the airfield and we're now over here. There are a couple of small villages, and then a large open playing area, which is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clicks across, and I think about 10 from top to bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually 8 top to bottom. So it's a much smaller map, because Chenerus is 15 by 15. And this is much smaller, but it's still pretty big. We've got a military base at the top of the hill, sorry, at the far north. So there's lots of this sort of green and pleasant land. A few mountains to play with, but not much. They're sort of bordering side on side. And I suppose this villa is a relatively unusual feature. If you've never played on Zargabad, you might find this a little interesting. But I could imagine that you could have quite a lot of fun in Zargabad, because playing DayZ, because it would be quite localized, because the city is so big, because there's the potential for so many zombies, and we are talking hundreds. I mean, you just think about it. I spawned in maybe 30, 40, 50 zombies on my own. Imagine if you had 20 players in there. How many zombies would there be then? I'm just going to cut it off there because I think I've got to do something. Back in a minute. So, I'm back. Sorry about that. Bit of a... Do you know, like, you get a parcel delivery and you think, I've been in all day. Why? They just fling something through your front door saying, you weren't in. I thought, we were bloody in, you didn't knock. So here we go. This is the villa. It's quite pretty. There's a barracks up here as well, if I remember rightly. So let's go first person on the villa. It's got all this crazy art. Weird, isn't it? I can hear the flies of a dead body. So yeah, we've got all this art on the walls, which is loose as well, of course. Looks like we've got some military vehicles to play with. And upstairs there's a nude. Well, almost a nude. I always think that's sort of like revolutionary art, isn't it? I think it's in... Yeah, that's the one. Well, they ain't got many clothes on, have they? Doesn't get better when you look closer. And there's a weird one of a dog with its head half off, or its head off. Is that freaky or what? That is disturbing. That is very odd. Someone at Bohemian Interactive has got a weird sense of humour. Or a slightly sick and twisted... Yeah, that's a bit there. Anyway, you can go up onto the roof. Definitely sounds like someone coofed it up here. Going by the flies. Either that or there is a death pit nearby. Surprised at the lack of zombies, but again, they're possibly back in the city. And this is a nice overlook of the city. And you get an idea of quite how big it is. I mean, you barely see the mosque in the centre of town. There's a tractor. Toot toot. Gonna get dizzy. Definitely gonna get dizzy. Weird art. We've got some vehicles here, look. Nice. Driver. Yeah, it's in good condition. Back seat, gear, bugger all. Get out. Let's have a look at you. What have you got? Hang on. I'm sure I saw a gear sign on this thing. It's an impressive looking truck though, eh? That's the American one. Don't see those in regular Dayz. There's bugger all in it. Well, I was saying about things, you see how nicely round those wheels are? I mean, obviously they're still a little octagon, you know, they've still got little flat edges, but they're not bad. For DirectX 9, that's about as good as you might reasonably expect. DirectX 10 or 11, yeah, that would be much better because, especially with DirectX, you'd have the tessellation in DirectX 11, you would actually be able to make that round. So that modelling's quite good, but the modelling on that, oh, hello. Ooh, hello. You've got an attack chopper. Oh, I hope you're not in good condition. That's a shame. You're in very poor condition. That's a terrible shame because you're beautiful. Yeah, you're in rough old shape, but ooh, wouldn't you be fun?
Manual fire.
Solved their problem. Stand in front. Go on, Mr. Zombie, stand in front. Yeah. That will be a lot of fun, but I always get the feeling that if you're going to get the right buttons in the right orders, get out, thank you. Yeah, if you're going to go to the trouble of having military weapons of that calibre in Dayz, it's a little silly. Appear to have attracted quite a lot of attention. So, I think we're going to wrap that up, looking at Zargabad as a map you and your friends could play on, playing Dayz. I think you can have a lot of fun with it. It's a much, much smaller map. There's not a great deal more to see on it than what I've already shown you. There's, as I say, there's a few villages, there's a little military base up here, with some barracks and some enterable buildings. I can't remember how many of them are enterable, but you know, it's going to be worth going. But then you're up into the wilds, and then the map stops. So, another little village, fuel. There's not a great deal of industrial in this town. Oh, you've got that one, that's industrial there. Got this river delta, it's all quite green through here, little villages, little compounds. And then the map stops. You can obviously carry on walking, but don't have to go too far before you run out. There stops being things like vegetation on the ground. The map carries on forever, but there doesn't. The tessellation stops, and you're outside the combat area. So, hope you enjoyed this little diversion from my regular tromping around the Rock Paper Zombie server. To have a quick look at Zargabad. It's a very good place for playing armour on. because obviously you've got all this room clearance, but it's a fantastic place for DayZ because you've got so many enterable buildings. You don't have to go very far to get loot, to the point where I wish they had started you with nothing in this, but you do get an awful lot of zombies. You get a lot of zombies. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope you got to the end of it. I'll be probably making another one in a day or two, and I will talk to you again, ladies and gentlemen. Have fun. Goodbye.